Sheriff Todd Baxter. My name is Chris Chichester. I live at 26 Sanders Farm Drive in Penfield, and I'm demanding your public employee payroll. Madam District Attorney Sandra Doorley, as an innocent man, I'm demanding your public employee payroll. Every single person at the Monroe County Sheriff's Office and Monroe County District Attorney's Office exists because of the taxpayers of Monroe County and State of New York. Send me your public employee payroll. I am relentless. As you continue to refuse, I will be relentless. The district attorney and the sheriff of Monroe County refuse to comply with the law. And I know why. Because if I hypothetically have a payroll in my hand that lists every public employee at the district attorney's office, and I look at it as an employee of the Monroe County District Attorney's Office, this is what's going to happen. This guy makes $10,000 more than me. That's exactly what's going to happen over and over and over. If every public employee at the district attorney's office and sheriff's office sees the salaries, they're going to be enraged. Because there'll be one person on there, at least one person for everyone that's making more. It's not a Fortune 500 I'm demanding information from. When you go to your bank, Kyle, stop up, baby. You want to be a judge? When you go to your bank, Kyle, why do you think you have that check? Because of the taxpayers of Monroe County, the state of New York. So what do you pay, Kyle? Email me. You don't even understand the English language, Kyle. That's why you're a last place loser. I asked you a simple question. What is the name of the prosecutor in my case? Because she stood at that podium in Penfield Town Court and said not one word, not one sound, not one syllable as I'm delivered to Monroe County Jail as an innocent man. So what's her name? You, Kyle, can't even understand the English language. I asked you, who's my prosecutor? You email me back. We don't discuss pending cases. My case has been adjudicated. My rights have been abridged. I've been home. So, Kyle, what's the name of my prosecutor? So, Sheriff Baxter, I was walking down Penfield Road today to go to Wegmans Food Markets. And Wegmans Food Markets is your headquarters because you always have two of your badge-wearing, gun-carrying, Barney Fife jokes alongside the building doing nothing. Why are your public employees obsessed with being alongside that building? Today, I took this photo I'm going to show you. And yesterday, there were two vehicles alongside the building. The day before that, again, two vehicles alongside the building. What are they doing alongside that Wegmans? Because the last time I checked, Danny Wegman and Colleen Wegman are not running a crime family. And from the looks of your Monroe County Sheriff Office whack jobs and the weight problems that they have, they're on the side of the building with the donuts. So they park their vehicles, they exit, they go inside the Wegmans, and they're chowing down on the donuts, and that's why they have weight problems. So anyway, I'm walking to the Wegmans. I'm getting products besides donuts. And who do I see is a Monroe County Sheriff vehicle coming right at me on the side of the building. I got my phone. I take my phone out. And here she comes. She drives right in front of me, and there's the money shot. Right there. Todd Baxter's Monroe County Sheriff Office vehicle. There she is in her vehicle. There she is right there. There's the Wegmans Food Market sign. This is Christopher Chichester's Pulitzer Prize winning photograph. Sheriff Stooge, Todd Baxter's Wegmans Food Market's headquarters. There's your vehicle. There's a Wegmans sign. Oh, this is perfect, baby. What are you always doing alongside that building? So, Sheriff Baxter, I'm concerned about a number of Monroe County Sheriff Office employees and Madam District Attorney Sandra Doorley. I'm concerned about a number of your prosecutors there at the District Attorney's Office at your respective Jonestowns. Sheriff Baxter, this is Monroe County Sheriff Office employee George Costanza. Now, he's got some emotional self-control problems, Sheriff Baxter, because he believes Monroe County Sheriff Office employee George Costanza believes that he can hold out in a masturbation contest longer than anybody. So you need to speak to your employee George Costanza and tell him that there's no such thing as a contest where you can hold out for masturbation. What the hell are your employees doing engaging in these types of contests, this type of sick stuff? What the heck is going on? All right? And, George Costanza, he has something to say to you, Sheriff Baxter. He told me to tell you, the jerk store called, and they're running out of you. And this is Monroe County Sheriff Office employee Cosmo Kramer. And he's got quite the profession. He is an underwear model for Calvin Klein. And, when he wears his underwear, when he models, he walks out of the bathroom and he falls down right on his face. So that's your employee right there. And he's involved in one scheme after another with Newman, and he has no job whatsoever, but he always seems to have money, so that's really confusing to me. So, Madam District Attorney Sandra Doorley, I think this was the prosecutor stood in the nauseating Star Chamber of Penfield Town Court, didn't say one word as I'm delivered to Monroe County Jail's innocent man. This is Assistant District Attorney Elaine Benz. And as you can see, the reason why she's standing around in Penfield Town Court in front of the repulsive John P. Lomenzo Jr., releasing pedophile Daniel Klaus III in Penfield, is she's dancing in the office. You see right here, your Monroe County Assistant District Attorney, Elaine Bennett. She's got the thumbs going. She's got the kicks going. She's doing the Sandra Doorley dance there in the office. Is this the way you dance, Sandra? Look at this. This is a disgrace. This is a Monroe County Assistant District Attorney Elaine Bennett dancing in the office. You need to counsel her and tell her to knock it off. You got that, Sandra, sweetheart? And they all are friends with Monroe County Sheriff Office employee Jerry Seinfeld. And you can see he's doing what you do every day on the job, Todd. This is Monroe County. It's your employee here, Sheriff Baxter. And this Cosmo Kramer, he's looking at a nude woman outside the window. Here's your employee. And so here's your employee, Monroe County Sheriff Office employee Jerry Seinfeld. And he's trying not to think about what you think about every day at the office, Todd, which is masturbation. See, that's why he's got that look on his face. He's thinking, I can't masturbate. I can't do that. I control myself. I'm in this contest. All right, so Todd, you need to talk to your employee, Monroe County Sheriff Office employee Jerry Seinfeld, and tell him to stop engaging in these repulsive contests. You got that? You understand me, Todd? So, now, District Attorney Sandra Doorley, I must compliment you on your throne today here at 47 South Fitzhugh in Rochester. You got your crown on your head. Here, this is the perfect portrait of you. I'm gonna have to send the Freedom of Information law document, which we'll ignore, to see how much you expended in taxpayer dollars of the portrait of the Queen, as you are the Queen of Monroe County. And Sheriff Baxter, I continue to be confused about this employee, and I don't know his salary because I don't have the payroll. This employee has a particular job responsibility based on his dress and appearance, and I need to know his salary. This is Monroe County Sheriff Office employee Marvin the Martian. And you can see him, he's got his Todd Baxter big shoes up there. He's got his hands out. What me worry about disclosing the salaries to Chris Chichester. He's got his big broom on his head here. So, Todd, you need to talk to Monroe County Sheriff Office employee Marvin the Martian and tell him to send me the payroll. All right? So, have you figured out what I'm doing to you at the Monroe County District Attorney's Office and at the Monroe County Sheriff's Office? Have you figured it out at the Monroe County District Attorney's Office and Monroe County Sheriff's Office? You figured out what I'm doing to you. So, this is the instrument called Freedom of Information Law document. Quote, public employee payroll for Monroe County District Attorney's Office. Send your public employee payroll to me. This will be sent. Registered mail, return receipt. This will be sent. Send your public employee payroll to me. You got that? Sandra Doorley's going to get this. She's already received it. She's already signed for it. She's already ignored it. She's going to ignore it again because Sandra Doorley's above the law in Marlborough County. This is the instrument known as the Freedom of Information Law document. Quote, public employee payroll for Monroe County Sheriff's Office and Monroe County Jail. That's it. Michael Ryder, what's your salary? Email me. Why do you think you exist? For the taxpayers. Kathleen Miller, what's your salary? Why do you think you exist? Because of the taxpayers. S.L. Birdie, what's your first name? I don't know because I don't have the payroll. WTAO, what's your first name? I don't know, I don't have the payroll. Why do you think you four exist? The taxpayers of Monroe County, the state of New York. Send your public employee payroll to my email or my home address. Freedom of Information Law. The cost of taxpayers of Monroe County District Attorney Sandra Doorley has expended taxpayer dollars to settle employment-related discrimination lawsuits for failure to comply with Title VII of the Civil Rights Act of 1964. What is the environment at the Monroe County District Attorney's Office? Is there sexual harassment at the Monroe County District Attorney's Office? Has Sandra Doorley expended taxpayer dollars to settle employment-related discrimination lawsuits based on Title VII of the 1964 Civil Rights Act? Sexual harassment has 1,000 different definitions. It's a man asking a woman out on a date over and over and over. She constantly has to say no. She's under siege. It's a man touching a woman on parts of her body in the office. A man should never touch a woman ever on any part of her body. And that's disgraceful and disgusting and repulsive. It's a man making crude, vile, profane remarks in the office, and it makes it impossible for that person to work. So, saying for Monroe County Sheriff Todd Baxter, cost taxpayers. Monroe County Sheriff Todd Baxter has expended taxpayer dollars to settle employment-related discrimination lawsuits for failure to comply with Title VII of the Civil Rights Act of 1964. What is the answer? I believe I know the answer, but I'm not going to say it. The employees of the Monroe County Sheriff's Office behave like animals. And as the employees of the Monroe County Sheriff's Office behave like animals, I believe that they are sexually harassing women at the office, on the job. And the way to confirm that is if Sheriff Todd Baxter has expended taxpayer dollars to settle employment-related discrimination lawsuits under Title VII of the 1964 Civil Rights Act. That is news. If the District Attorney of Monroe County, the Sheriff of Monroe County, are using taxpayer dollars to settle sexual harassment lawsuits. Quote, the cost of surveillance device purchased with taxpayer dollars by Monroe County Sheriff Todd Baxter and affixed to a building at 2025 Pempton Road to monitor Christopher Chichester walks through the parking lot next to the building. That's the lunatic fringe. You bought a camera to see if I walk through a parking lot and you'll lie about it. The video image of me standing in the corner of this parking lot was on the phone of the Monroe County Sheriff employee at the Panama Rabbit Trail office. Has an assigned number. It's a camera you bought. You bought it. You installed it. You lie about it. The video of me was on the phone, and I've been demanding this video for over a year. I'm not committing any crime standing in the corner of a parking lot. This is something I was arrested for and I was in jail for as an innocent man. You lie about installing that camera and you refuse to send me the video, and I went to jail for it. Conviction Integrity Unit, Sandra Doorley. The fact that you have to have a Conviction Integrity Unit at the District Attorney's Office is your confession that innocent Americans are deposited in jail. Quote, to cost the taxpayers photography session approved by Monroe County Sheriff Todd Baxter to photograph 10 public employees underwater in a pool. Taking pictures of Monroe County Sheriff Office employees in scuba gear or wet gear in a pool. It is ludicrous. It is disgusting. It is outrageous. And I love it because it confirms exactly what you are in Monroe County. You do whatever you want in Monroe County. You do whatever you want because you're above the law in Monroe County. And being above the law is refusing to disclose your public employee salaries at the sheriff's office. There are 170 employees. I demand to know what each one is paid. I have handled the FOIL for public employee salaries. When I worked as a state Senate staffer in Albany and a gubernatorial staffer in Albany, I worked as U.S. House of Representative staffer and a U.S. Senate staffer. I've handled the FOIL and I disclosed. It's not even something that has to be discussed. I don't even have to go to the boss. You're a public employee. There's the name, there's the salary. The person wants it, a reporter, a member of the public. Here's the salary, here's the list. It's that simple. That doesn't happen at the district attorney's office and the sheriff's office. You don't want anybody to know what you're paid, despite the fact that your entire existence, your entire reason for occupying your offices in Rochester because of the taxpayer dollars. And Sandra Doorley and Todd Baxter refuse to comply with the law. I am a citizen. I have the law in my hand here with a FOIL. And I'm demanding to know what you're paid. I don't have to be a member of the media. I don't have to be with the Democrat and Chronicle. I don't have to be with Channel 6, 10, or 13. I'm a citizen. I'm demanding information. And that information is your public employee payroll. And you're refusing to send it to me. Because corruption is what defines the Monroe County Sheriff's Office and Monroe County District Attorney's Office. Freedom of Information Law. Cost for a hotel and plane ticket for Monroe County Sheriff employee Ryan Fisher to attend the Super Bowl in Atlanta, Georgia on February 3rd, 2019 with his canine dog Lola. Ryan Fisher is not in Rochester. Ryan Fisher is not in Monroe County. Monroe County Sheriff Office employee Ryan Fisher is not in New York State on February 3rd, 2019. Ryan Fisher, existing because of the taxpayers of the state of New York and Monroe County standing in front of Mercedes-Benz Stadium with his canine dog, Lola. What was the cost of the hotel room, Sheriff Todd Baxter? You refused to answer. What was the cost of the plane ticket for Ryan Fisher? You refused to answer. What was the cost of the care and feeding of his dog, Lola? You refused to answer. What is Ryan Fisher doing in Atlanta, Georgia? Why isn't Ryan Fisher on the job in Rochester? Why isn't Ryan Fisher on the job in Monroe County? Why isn't Ryan Fisher on the job in New York? Documentation for the case, FOIL. Freedom of Information Law. I'm going to show you the key word right there. Law, baby, law. You understand what I'm telling you in the Freedom of Information Law? The key word is law. Documentation for the case of Christopher Chichester before John P. Lomenzo Jr. in Penfield Town Court. What is the name of the female prosecutor? It's a simple question. What's her name? This prosecutor stood in Penfield Town Court. I'm an innocent man. I've never committed a crime, and Todd Baxter's fanatics have descended on me twice. I'm 54 years old. In the 30 years since I was honorably discharged as a Sergeant E5 from 2nd Squadron, 17 Cavalry, 101st Airborne in Air Assault, Fort Campbell, Kentucky, the number of times I'm arrested is 0. Before Todd Baxter's 6 fanatics descended on me for standing in the corner of a parking lot I've walked through 4,000 times. So, I'm an innocent man. And as I am an innocent man, the prosecutor for Sandra Doorley's district attorney's office stands at that podium with no argument. She has nothing. Because you can't make an argument in a case like mine that is so obvious in that I'm the defendant and I'm innocent. So it's this total silence from her. Not one word from her. And as I stood with John P. Lomenzo in front of me, and he's releasing Daniel DeLouse III in Penfield, I'm standing in front of this 70-year-old hack who is a pedophile protection racket for Daniel DeLouse III. Did any of you in the Monroe County District Attorney's Office handle Daniel DeLouse? So I'm standing in front of this 70-year-old hack, John P. Lomenzo Jr. And I look over to my left, That's Sandra Doorley's female prosecutor. I'm waiting for her to make an argument. What is she going to say about me? Criminal contempt for standing in the court of a parking lot? Make an argument. Go ahead. Make an argument against me. What is it? I want to hear it. I want to hear this. I'm waiting. I'm standing there. And she says nothing. Not one word. Lomenzo brings the proceeding to an end. I walk in the back, and there's Angel Reality waiting for me to put your hands behind your back. He knows he charges me with harassment second sitting in the back seat of a vehicle. How many people in the state of New York have been charged with harassment second sitting in the back seat of a police vehicle? How many people in Monroe County have been charged with harassment second sitting in the back seat of a Monroe County Sheriff's Office vehicle? I go to the now defunct PW Fitness in Penfield. I'm at the back of the gym. There's hardly anybody there that day. Up walks to me the gym psychopath, Jermaine Benman. He goes like this. I never let the gym psychopath tell me what to do. He stands over me. He punches down. My head snaps back. I did not respond to my own violence. I should have, because that would have prevented what's going to happen to me by Andrew Allen. He has not been fired. I should have grabbed Jermaine Benman by the throat. I should have gouged him in the eyes. I should have kicked him in the testicles. I should have started a fight with this thug, Jermaine Benman, right there, because it would have been just another fight at the gym. And I didn't. I walk outside with Benman and Andrew Reale. Andrew Reale tells me to wait in his vehicle. I'm looking at Andrew Reale talk to Jermaine Benman, because Andrew Reale is concocting harassment second for me. Andrew Reale walks Jermaine Benman over to the side of the vehicle, this violent thug. Jermaine Benman looks at me. I look at him. And Jermaine Benman says to me, I want to press charges against you. And that is how Andrew Reale concocts harassment second for me. What would you think, Michael Radler, if you were charged with harassment second sitting in the back seat of a Monroe County Sheriff Office vehicle? What would you think about that, Michael Radler? What would you think about the injustice of being charged with harassment second sitting in the back seat of a Monroe County Sheriff's vehicle? What would you think about the descent on morality and decency and ethics being charged with harassment second sitting in the back seat of a Monroe County Sheriff's Office vehicle? So I exit the vehicle and I have the ticket in my hand. I walk back to my residence here on Penfield Road. I'm looking at it in absolute disgust. How am I charged with harassment second sitting in the back seat of a vehicle? How do I go to jail when the prosecutor doesn't talk in court? How does this happen in the United States of America? So, send your public employee payroll from the district attorney's office to my home address, 26 Sanders Farm Drive in Penfield, or my email, cchichesterjul4@gmail, and send your public employee payroll from the Monroe County Sheriff's Office to my home address at 26 Sanders Farm Drive, or my email, cchichesterjul4@gmail.com. And you will refuse at your nauseating, corrupt sheriff's office and district attorney's office.